right. Welcome back to all my beautiful audio people. And you know how we do it. So here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to your favorite podcast.
Riffin with Riffin, yeah.
Whoa, whoa, yeah, yeah.
With Riffin.
You know what? I'm not even going to try to sing today.
Riffin with Riffin.
Man, I had a monstrous weekend. I'll tell you all about it.
Riffin with Riffin, baby.
I barely recovered from it. I'm sick as hell. Well, I'm not sick as hell, but whatever. On today's episode, we got some movie reviews. OnlyFans model claims she's pregnant. Crazy. Plus the NBA. Yeah, you know, regular Riffin with Griffin stuff. So welcome back. I hit this one though. To Riffin with Griffin.
Riffin with
No, I couldn't hit it. I couldn't hit it, not even gonna try. But welcome back to Riffin with Griffin. You know, Wednesdays. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. You know what I mean? Make sure you sub so everybody knows, so you know when I'm going live. Look at my hair, it's crazy. You know, hit me up on Twitch, man. I'm twitching all the time, and when you twitch, you get some bonus content. It's not every Monday, but because I was traveling this Monday, so I didn't get to do that one. But you know, that means I'll double it up next Monday, do a longer episode. And it's gonna stay in this format while I'm working on my studio for Wednesdays like today. You know, but again, I booked I'm in an AT&T commercial. I can say that now because it's on the air, and so I couldn't. It's just pushed everything back in terms of getting my podcast stuff set up. And then I went on a trip, and I'll tell you guys all about that. But that bonus content will be on Patreon. So, you know, check that out when you can. But, you know, hey, here's what it is. Thanks for being here, as always. Riff on with Griffin. So welcome back. Yeah, I'm a little under the weather. You know, I got a show tonight too, and if you're in the LA area, if you want to go to, I'm at Flappers in Burbank tonight. But I got a lot of shows coming up, man, and I got some new ones that just got added. Got some new ones that just got added. Wait, let me open up. Let's see here. Let's go to erikgriffin.kizom. Where's the screen share? Okay, boom. Yeah. So I just did Hyenas, so that one's not going to be. Oh, wait, I thought I changed this. I got to check that out. Anyways, so check out Hyenas. I already did that one. That was great. Had a really great time doing that. But we got the Mothership coming up, Kansas City, Lab Seattle, the Comedy Store, Helium. You know, I got a bunch of stuff coming up. But I got some other shows just added. I'm going to be in Albuquerque. Wait, let me see. Let me get the date of that. Yeah, so if you're looking for me, if you want to come check me out, been having some good shows. Let's see. Where are they? I don't even know where they're at. Okay, so yeah, so I'm gonna be in Fort Worth, Texas, August 15th and 16th. And then when am I gonna be at this Albuquerque? Albuquerque, Well, you know what? It'll be on the website. I'm wasting time. I am wasting time. Anyways, let me get this Delta. I got to get this lady my Delta number. You know, things are happening in real time when I'm doing the thing live. So I'm doing this movie, and they have to, like, you know, do travel for me. So it's like really frustrating. Like, that, you know, when people do travel for you, you know, they want you to fly on. They just want you to fly on whatever airline you want, that they want, you know, and then not taking into consideration, not taking into consideration like, oh, the luggage and all that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? They think like, oh, here's the cheapest thing. And it's like your comfort and all that kind of stuff means nothing. You know what I mean? So anyways. So it's really frustrating. But anyways, so what's been going on? I had like guys, I had the most tremendous weekend of travel, like tremendous, not in a good and bad. Anytime you go someplace, the travel is always the worst. You know what I mean? Like the actual travel is always the worst about any trip. Like if you go on vacation or, wait, hold on. This stupid microphone stand. I got to get a new microphone stand. Like when you go on vacation, like when you get there, everything's fine, but the travel itself is terrible. So this was my travel. So I filmed a commercial on Tuesday, this AT&T commercial. Great, but it's like, that's an all day event. Getting up early and then hurry up and wait, just sitting around waiting. You know what I mean? So I did the commercial on Tuesday. Now, Wednesday, in the evening time, I'm flying to Toronto for some business, okay? So it's raining and there's traffic. So from where I live to LAX, because of the traffic and the weather, it took me 2.5 hours to get to the airport. It's international travel, so you got to get to the airport at a certain amount of time that they say to check in and do all the stuff. So 2.5 hours, get to the airport. I get through everything pretty fast, but I'm now waiting an hour and a half, but I'm in the lounge. Okay, so it's cool. The guy I'm traveling with business, he comes. Funny thing is, while we're in the lounge, the dude from Breaking Bad that plays the bad guy, he's also in Captain America. I forget his name and who cares. This guy, we see him, and I get excited, and I go like this. Hey, man, how you doing? That's all I did, just like that. Hey. He was, say, 20 feet away from us, going to sit in a chair right there. So I go, hey, how you doing? He looks at us like this. Looks at the seat that he just put his stuff down. He picks his stuff up and leaves. Goes to a completely different area. Dude snubs us. I was like, are you kidding me? I'm Montez from Workaholics, goddammit. It was just funny. Anyways, so we're in the lounge. All right. We finally board the plane. We're headed to Toronto on like a late flight. We on the plane now, hour, haven't taken off. And then I'm like, because anytime that happens, it's a situation. But it's late, the weather's bad, so you're thinking, all right, they making sure. Captain comes on the thing. There's a little mechanical thing. They're working on it right now. Just sit tight, everybody. I'll keep you posted. Then he comes back 20 minutes later. Yeah, you got to get off the plane. Get off the plane. Now we go sit in like a little lounge, not even in a lounge. You don't go back to the lounge. We just go sit in this little bar, order some burgers, because they're saying it's going to take a second to fix this tire. 30 to 45 minutes later, announcement, flight has been canceled. So now I got to get to my car because I parked at the airport. That was another hassle because I'd already paid. So I'm telling them, yay, I got to come back. 2.5 hours home. Then I got to get up super early. They booked us on another flight the next day, which is now the day of the business. So we were trying to go there early, and then we have a night to rest, and the next day we do our thing. So I get so I get home. Then I have to get up stupid early in the morning, hour drive to the airport, get to the lounge again, get on the plane. Now we get to Toronto on the day of. Now, by the way, this is the 13th. So we go see this show that we're going to go look at, just the whole thing. So when I sit down and the lights go down, now, by the way, I have to get to Dallas the next day because I'm doing a Valentine's show at Hyenas in Dallas. And shout out to Hyenas. It was great. What a beautiful club. The crowds were great. I had such a good time. So we get to, okay, so I'm sitting down. I'm like, yes, here we go. This is why we're here. It was tough travel, but I'm here. Alert on my phone. My flight to Dallas tomorrow is canceled. And I've been rebooked to the 15th. And I'm like, I turned to the dude that had me come and I said, hey man, I got to get to Dallas. But then I'm also here to see this thing that we're watching. That's the reason why I'm there, right? So, nightmare. So he's like, no, dude, I want you to concentrate. And I'm like, yeah, but I got to get to Dallas. And I'm trying to figure out what flight. So then he's like, give me your information. So now I'm texting him all my information so his assistant can rebook me on a flight. So I was first class from Toronto to Dallas. The only flight available now, the next day, to get me to Dallas on time is on a different airline, Delta Airlines, by the way. Delta Airlines flight. Now I'm zone 5, and the only seat available is a middle seat. Nightmare. So I get to Dallas, and middle seat was brutal. 4-hour flight. I'm trying to rest. It's very difficult, but I have to because I'm going to do the show. I rest. I do the show. Next day, I'm feeling a little better, I'm feeling okay. I go see a movie because there's a movie theater right next to the club. The hotel's walking distance. So I kind of rally and I'm doing okay, But now I have to do the shows. I get home late to the hotel. Now I got to get up early in the morning because I have to fly from Dallas to Salt Lake City to go do Adam Ray's Dr. Phil show in Salt Lake City. Get to Salt Lake City. When I get to the hotel after this, early flight, it wasn't direct. They don't got my hotel room ready, And the guy, the Adam's guy's great. And he was like, dude, I don't know what's going on. And the guy at the front desk didn't know what was going on either. I said, well, yeah, what do you mean? They told me that the keys were ready. He was like, the way the guy kind of brushed me off, I said, you know what? Check this. You see that bench over there? I'm going to go sleep on that bench. I was so done with this guy. So then I'm texting with the dude, and then he's like, the manager comes out. And the manager's like, Mr. Griffin, Then he goes back. 5 minutes later, he comes back with some keys to a room. That shit pisses me off. You know what I mean? You mean you had a room? Anyways, when you travel, you're it's hard to not be a dickhead. Anyways, so now I'm scheduled on the only flight I could get out of Utah on my airline was a 4 p.m. flight. So now I'm thinking, well, finally I get to rest. So I do Adam's show, and it's so fun. Okay, shout out to Adam Ray. Dr. Phil Live is super fun. And so then they, okay, so now it's I'm kind of up. I'm playing my video games because I'm thinking, you know what, I get to sleep. But then I'm thinking, God, I'm going to get home so late tomorrow. So I check. There's actually a 7 a.m. available flight. So I go, oh, you know what? Let me change it. I changed my flight, but now I got to pack. And now also I got to get to the airport in maybe 3.5 hours. So of course I don't sleep. Okay. And now I'm feeling it. I'm starting to, oh man, my body's just not doing well from this. So I get to the airport, finally get home. And then it's just ugh. And I still haven't really recovered. So that was my weekend. Major highs and major lows. You know what I mean? And another thing that was scary, now that I think about it, is that there was that terrible plane crash was at the Toronto airport. I mean, can you even imagine? You know, your plane is upside down. Thankfully, no one was hurt. People were hurt, but no one died. I mean, I can't even imagine being on a plane that turns upside down. That must have been the scariest, especially in a middle seat. Imagine you in the middle seat, and then you can't get your stuff. Your bag is all over the place. Oh my God! And people recover from shit quick. You just do. You recover. So imagine you have to get off the plane. They're telling you not get your bags, and then you're cold. Maybe you don't got a jacket proper. Maybe your jacket's up in the front, or maybe it's up. It's up in the thing. Who knows the situation? So now you're out in this like bitter Toronto cold. They get you into the terminal, but it's an international flight. You got to go through customs. But you're like, well, my passport's on the plane. Like the plane crash is terrible. Okay, the plane crash is terrible. How scary. But when you finish with the plane crash, now you're in the terminal with no passport, and you're like, now what? Imagine the craziness of that. Like, I just put myself in that situation, and I'd be like, oh, no. So I don't care if my plane crashes. I'm grabbing my bag. Or it made me think, like, keep, like, your passport and wallet on you. Just, you know what I mean? But sometimes you don't want the wallet in your back pocket, or you don't have your I mean, I don't know what to do. That situation, it seemed crazy. Like the aftermath of that. Because they can't just let you go. Hey, we're going to take you to a hotel right now. We're so sorry for what happened. They're like, actually, you got to go through customs because, I mean, I wonder what all happened with that. You know what I mean? Because like I say, everyone recovers quick. That's just human nature. Human nature is that they're sorry for you, but at the same time, they're like, yeah, you Americans got to go wait in the terminal till we figure this out because you can't just come in our country. I mean, I'm sure, oh my God, can you even imagine? Can you guys even imagine? It's crazy. I don't know. I don't think there's going to be money in the law. I don't think they can sue unless there's some kind of, there's going to be an investigation. And of course, the investigation, Delta Airlines might lace them with some money to make sure they were not at fault. I mean, if Delta Airlines is at fault for there was some kind of negligence, then there can be a lawsuit. But I don't know if, we'll see. You know what I mean? Who knows, man? But oof. Then you thinking about that too. Imagine you in the terminal like, well, let me get my lawsuit together. I don't know. So that was just like, that was frightening though, especially with all these like airline disasters that they keep bringing up all the time. Crazy. So that was crazy, man. All right, let's get to some comments and see what people got to say. Let's see. Deanna Williams, 6923. She said, Bobby is so mean. I think he's my brother. I think it's my brother's spell. Steve needs to have, Steve needs to have faster comebacks. I mean, that's their dynamic on podcast. Let's see. Somebody said Bob and Eric are mad about a black hobbit, but they give Steve shit about his Jedi beef. Well, we already had the Jedi beef on the podcast. Steve and I had a whole big thing on another episode. Let's see. Chris Evans plays Johnny Storm in the original Fantastic Four. The character you saw in Strange was Reed Richards, a.k.a. Mr. Fantastic, played by John Krasinski. Yeah, I don't know why that guy put that. We already know that. That was stupid. Somebody said, if a woman can't do a podcast without holding her phone, then that's a problem. Who you telling? Let's see what else we got here. Let's see. Whatever. That one's dumb. I don't care. Somebody said, good Kid, Mad City is better than anything Kanye has ever touched. I completely disagree. And I think people have revisionist history right now. I think they're remembering Kanye for what he's doing now, and I totally get that. He's off the rails and crazy. But y'all forgot College Dropout, like Jesus Walks and all that, all those songs. I don't know if that was even on that, but whatever. Just that era of Kanye when he was coming off producing for everybody, and then he finally did his Missy Elliott where he made his own album. y'all don't remember all the hype and everybody was like, Jesus walks and all that stuff. Everybody no, man. Y'all just, people have revisionist history. Kanye was like the man for a long time and then he went crazy. So, somebody said, I feel you, Griff, no bad vibes, cutting off friends and everything. If you got drama and depression, going to leave me alone. I totally agree. Yeah, so thanks for the comments this week, guys. Totally agree. If you're just gonna have a bunch of conflict and drama, then what are we talking about? Like I can't stand that, man. I really can't stand that. All right, so let's talk about what I wanted to talk about in today's episode. While my voice is all messed up, let's go back to the live stream. Oh my God. Somebody said replace the word airplane in the story with the word Drake. Same story. Stupid. That reminds me of something. It's so funny that you say that, And because I was talking about this on the Golden Hour too. I realized that the internet is like people with their algorithms that they can look at something and then believe that narrative. And there's narratives. There's algorithms, there's narratives, there's stories. If people tell a story that it just happens on the internet in your algorithm and you think it carries more weight than it actually does. So when you think about the Drake and what's his name, Kendrick Lamar beef, and you're deciding to yourself like everything that's happened, there's so much like just everything's in perception. Like I'm in a group chat with my fantasy football guys. We've been in the same group chat for 20 years. Bunch of like grizzly old black dudes now, right? And they're all, one of them in there is like, actually they're not all black. There's like 3 or 4 Mexican dudes. I just thought about that. Shout out to my fantasy football crew. And then one guy's like, oh man, Kendrick's just like, all of Drake's sales are down. This is how he's talking. He's like, Drake's sales are down. The Kendrick's killing him. And I had to tell him, I was like, yo, bro, you should probably Google this because you sound dumb. I want you to understand something. Like, you can feel the way you feel personally. Like, you might be a Kendrick fan. Maybe you don't like Drake. Maybe you think this song is the greatest thing ever made and it just destroyed Drake's career. Guys, Google it. Drake is still the biggest selling, most streamed hip hop artist in the world right now. His concerts sell a lot of tickets. They sell out right now. 11 out of 12 months, he had the most streams. Kendrick won that 1 month where the song was big, and then Drake got it right back. Kendrick just did this big Super Bowl performance that everybody's raving about, right? Not even a week later, Drake drops an album and breaks the record that Kendrick just got. Drake came back in, snatched it away for an album, in my opinion, that's like, What I'm saying is, by all metrics, like just metrics, numbers, Drake didn't lose anything in this. He only lost in Kenny. I'm looking at what somebody said right now. I'll have to go. That's in LA. It's like I moved. I have to change. I have to get a new PO box, but I'm going to get down there. I appreciate that. I'll have to check it out. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. And all of you guys, thanks all the super chats in the chat right now. Appreciate that. But anyways, to get back to it. What I'm saying is, by all metrics, things that you can measure, this didn't affect Drake at all in terms of that stuff. Now, in terms of personally, he should be upset because there's numerous videos of Kendrick thanking him. Thanks for putting me on. I wouldn't be here without Drake. Like all that stuff. All the people that sort of turned on him, like that he helped out, it's crazy. There's a girl on his new album right now. I've never heard of this chick before. No one has. Since that girl has been on Drake's album, this new album, she has now millions of streams now for all her music. Like, listen, I understand that you want to like, especially like all the people that think that this is about culture. I love those people. Man, you don't understand. You know, it's like, hey, dude, I'm realizing right now that the internet is not a real place. You know, I always knew this, but this is a classic example of it. People live in their bubble. You know, they live in their bubble. The algorithm feeds them what they want them to see, what they personally want to see. So I guarantee you those people, all their algorithm is like, you know, those little memes of Drake feeling sad or all those fucking dumb memes, you know what I mean, that we all love them, right? Their thing is filled with that. So in their mind, they think, oh, man, dude. And then this is my personal opinion about it. Agree or disagree. Actually, I have zero fucks. I really don't care at this point. I don't care what you think about what I think. I don't, you know, whatever. If your most successful thing is tied to another person, then that person is the winner, in my opinion. You know? Like, you take Drake out of that song's whack. It's like you need, like, you people that talk about that song, you can't even talk about it without saying the word Drake. Like, there's nothing about that song. Like, if you name the top 10 things about that song that you go, oh, that it's not gonna be the beat, it's not gonna be the flow, it's not, you know what I mean? Your first thing you're gonna say is, oh, he got Drake. If that's the first thing that makes that song what it is. So it's, you know, I'm not a huge fan of like that type of rap, but I'm old. You know, I said this last week. So this has nothing to do with like me being a Drake fan or not. You know what I mean? I think Drake's more palatable. I think he has more hits. I think you do this to Drake more. Like, oh shit. Oh, okay. You know what I mean? You at the club, you know? You know what I mean? Like, I think you bobbing your head to Drake more than you are to Kendrick. Like, the Kendrick Lamar songs, you have to be like this. Oh, what? Oh, deep. Oh, man. Did you see what he said right there? Like, if that's the whole song, I'm not with that. And it's not just him. There's a lot of people like that. There's a lot of, like, rappers like that. They go back to the 80s that are just like, you know, you get conscious rappers. It's not my thing. Anyways, just responded to something I saw in the chat. Let's get to what I really wanted to talk about today. Wait, so now I have to go to the chat here. Somebody said, would Tupac's hit him up as hard as it was? Yeah. No, here's the thing, though. Okay, I'm so glad you brought that up. Tupac's hit him up is like, there's so much passion in that song. All right, so here's like, to me, like not best, but these are three great diss tracks. Ether, okay? Nas's passion in that song, you listen to it and you're like, ooh, like it's nasty what he's saying, how he's saying it. That stands out. It stands out when you listen to it. That's the same thing with Tupac's song, man. That, first of all, he's riding the beat where you like, fuck your bitch in the click, you gang, you know what I mean? Like, that song is like, I hit him up. Like, you actually can use that song. People have used that track and this rhyme scheme in other songs. Is so dope. So, like, when you think of that, when I think of Tupac's hit him up, look what I said. You say, oh, hit him up. You don't need to, like, it's not, the fact that it was about Biggie's probably number 3 on the list. It's probably number 3. That song's so dope. You know what I mean? And then Ether was one of those songs that's like, you're like, God damn, dude, he really don't like Jay-Z, right? That's one of those. And by the way, not a huge fan of that one. I thought the Takeover, Jay-Z's diss, I like that better because it was jiggy. You know what I'm saying? It was funny. It was more comical. It was more like, okay, I don't know if he's taking himself too serious or like whatever he's, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. It's just, that's just how I think about it. And then like another great diss track was freaking, it was like Busta Rhymes, 50 Cent, on Ja Rule. I mean, they ruined that guy's career. I mean, it was just a better, what I'm saying is, you never heard from Ja Rule again. He never came back. Like, Ja Rule didn't come out with an album the next week and it was number one. You never heard from him again. That's a proper diss track. Or how about Drake when he dissed Nicki Minaj's boyfriend? He ended that dude's career, it felt like. This ain't that. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's not, I don't know. They got videos of Drake doing Kendrick's song at his concerts. You know, his sold out concerts with people waving the phones. Just like, anyways, let me get off this subject. Okay, so guys, here's what I want to talk about. I saw this really strange. It's not strange, but I've talked about it in the past. But you guys know what this OnlyFans chick, man? This ain't her, but this is an article I wanted to go into about when I'm talking about this subject. This is an interesting article. Astonishing reality of how much OnlyFans creators really make on average. So apparently, according to this article, you got the top 1%, like this chick right here. I don't even know what her name is. What's her name? Sophie Rain. She claims she made $40 million. So of the top 1%, they're making all the money. But according to this article, the average OnlyFans makes like $1,300 a year. Wait, $1,300 a year? Okay. Now, I know that there's like, the 1%. I mean, there's a lot. I mean, literally, it seems like every chick on Instagram is an OnlyFans model, it seems now. You know, if the bikini pic comes up and you see a link, so she's an OnlyFans model and they're trying to do it, so okay. So I don't know what it's worth. I mean, at this point now, the OnlyFans models don't have to, that's according to this article. The OnlyFans models don't have to do much anymore. They don't have to do it's not what they claimed it to be when it first started. You know what I mean? So when it first started, there was this idea that you're talking to somebody this is like you're really talking to a person. So when you think about OnlyFans, like I've never subscribed. Oh, by the way, let me cut in here. Kenny Gates. I was talking about this on Golden Hour. Cannabis would destroy all these clowns in a cypher rap battle. Like this rap battle's trash compared to what LL Cool J and anyways. Let's get back to this. So what is OnlyFans? We all have watched porn. If you're a guy, even girls watch. You've watched porn. What's the idea of like watching pornography? You're watching pornography. It's like going to a strip club, I guess. You're getting your little highs off. We've all like every dude is, you got your go-to porn. You don't even finish it because you're finishing, if you know what I mean. So that's the point of watching that. So then OnlyFans comes along, and I guess the initial idea is that so these women could go direct to consumer, but it's the idea that like, oh, that's a porn chick that I've seen in a movie. Now I can talk to her directly and maybe have a relationship with her, or like I'm corresponding, and it's like a voyeuristic thing that's like you're now actually talking to the person. It's kind of the same thing of the internet. It's like you literally can send a message to whoever you want. If you're a huge fan of Miley Cyrus, maybe she's on her Instagram. She's got her story. It's really her. Maybe you send her a message and there's this crazy chance that she might be looking and be like, hey, thanks for that. And it's actually Miley Cyrus. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're a fan, like, look, guys, you could be a huge Workaholics fan. It was your jam when you were a kid, when you were in college. And then you could hit me up. You're like, oh, that's Montez from Workaholics. And then I'm responding to you. Like that's the world we live in now, right? So imagine you take that and now you could do that in the porn world. So there's the porn chick I've seen get double penetrated and I can hit her up. Hey, Destiny, And she's like, hey, and you're like, oh my God. So maybe that's the endorphin thing that's going on in people's heads, right? But since then, since the beginning stages of that, it's changed. It's morphed, right? So now these girls are like doing the content themselves. They have some managing company or agent now that says like, okay, I need 3 Instagram posts a week or a day. And then you have to give this amount of content, and then we'll put that up on the OnlyFans. You never have to deal with the people or nothing. You just do your thing. I mean, I think the high level, the 1% are doing that. And then the rest of them are just, you know, like webcam girls, really. It's just because that's always been a thing, webcams, you know what I mean? You know, so it's just that, and they're just doing more work, I guess. They're doing, you know, or whatever. They're taking the money directly from a different kind. I guess it's the same, really, if you think about it. You know what I mean? I guess it's exactly the same. So what I'm saying, though, is that if I'm watching a porn, I don't really want to connect like, oh, this is a real person going through this, whether they made this choice or not. You know, you're like, do you really want to know personal information about this? What, you know, I don't know. I that just doesn't seem like something that's appealing to me. I don't have an OnlyFans subscription. I never have, because it's just, I don't like it. There's something about it that I just go like, one, I know I'm not really talking to this person, and I don't really need to talk to this person because I'm married, right? So like, it's one thing to just be watching porn on the road, you know, you know what I'm saying? But to be like doing that, that just feels funky. It feels weird, you know? So I don't know like what the nature of it is. Like if you're up to talking about it, guys that are in the chat right now, if you subscribe to OnlyFans, tell me in the comments why. Like, why do you pay for OnlyFans as opposed to just going to Pornhub or whatever it is like that? What do you get out of it? Like, it's an honest question. Like, what do you get out of? Is it the fact that you know this? You think you know the girl because you don't know them any more than you know the porn girl in the video, in the double penetration. You know, pizza guy comes and gets the housewife stuck in her washing machine. Like, you don't know that person, and you still don't know this woman that you're subscribing to. What is it? Is it like supporting a podcast? Is it the same kind of thing? Is it like being you know what I mean? Like, is this my OnlyFans? You know, I have to do way more work than some naked chick, but you get what I'm saying? Like, what do you get out of it? So I'm really curious to know what that is. You know what I mean? You know, so it's a curious thing. So anyways, I bring that up to say this. So now this girl on OnlyFans, you guys know about these girls, you know. This girl now is saying that she's pregnant. So this is one of the girls that slept with 1,000 men, and now she's saying she's pregnant. I don't believe none of it. I don't believe she slept with 1,000 men. I don't believe the other girl slept with 100 men or however many men it was in one night. I don't believe it. I guess I'm waiting. Excuse me. I'm waiting for the video to get leaked so we can see that it's true. But this is like, to me, man, we know too much about them for this to be appealing. So now this is just like a train wreck, or watching like Housewives of something, where it's just like, or some weird reality show. So this girl says she slept with 1,000 men, and now she's saying she's pregnant. But this is like, she looked real pregnant here. So I don't know if it's like, I thought that just happened. She slept with 1,000 men. And now she's this much pregnant? Like, I don't believe it. But isn't that how Freddy Krueger was created? Like, why would you? And then I thought that all these guys had condoms, but I guess by number 300, you're like, oh man. Cause you know, like in the first 300, at least 5 of them condoms broke. Like what? Like, I don't even know. It sounds crazy. You know what I mean? Like the whole thing is crazy. So what I'm saying is like, I have zero appeal. This appeals to me in no possible way. You know what I mean? Like it appeals to me in a way that like you're looking at a really bad car accident, or you hear about some terrible thing and you're just like, oh man. But the thing that hits your brain when you're watching the casting couch cream pie, that's completely different vibe than this chick having sex, claiming to have sex with 1,000 men, and then now she's pregnant. Like, I guess the only thing I could say is like, yuck. You know what I mean? Like, and do you want to feel that way? Like, if you like, looking at porn is like the same as like, and I guess OnlyFans is like fantasy football. Like if you're having a fantasy football draft, okay, and you got your boys over and you got the board up, and like one of the guys dressed as a commissioner, he's got a suit and tie on, he's got a little platform set up, and all your guys are there. They got their notes, and everybody's like, super into it. It's catered because you got food. And then like somebody's wife comes in and just goes, what are you guys doing? Okay, this is stupid. You don't own teams. This isn't real. It's like, go fuck yourself. Like we're having fun. Like you're killing our vibe. So I know what I'm talking about right now has a little bit of that. But don't you think that the internet and so much information we know, like this girl, the OnlyFans girl, putting out so much information about this, alleged event, doesn't it kind of take away the fantasy? It's actually kind of sad. Like the girl was like, there was like videos of her like in the aftermath crying and being like, oh, this is like, overwhelmed by the whole thing. Then you're just kind of like, oh, how am I supposed to, should I not feel good about this now? Or should I not get my rocks off on this? So I don't know. So here's an example of what I'm talking about. And this is the interesting part. So this guy in the chat, Tyler, said, OnlyFans chicks could be your high school crush. Well, my high school crush, I wouldn't want to see her now. You know what I mean? Maybe if you like 3 years out of high school, yeah, but my 50-year-old self, Anyways, so that's what I'm saying too, though. So that's like part of the appeal, I guess. It's like you feel like, but what I'm trying to say though is that unless it's some low-level OnlyFans chick, and most of them are, so they're actually the ones doing all the stuff, but they ain't making no money. They have like 10 followers. So at that point, you're just like, what's that about? Is it because you think you really know this person? You have like a real relationship with them? I mean, it just seems weird. I don't know. And I don't want to take the fantasy away from it. I guess, if you could be an OnlyFans person right here, So I guess, that's what they're banking on, I guess, because like I have a friend who actually chats for OnlyFans girls. So she's the one that everybody's chatting with, There's dude like that girl, Sophie Rain. I guarantee you, you know what? I'm not even going to say that because she said one of the guys, she's got millions from one person, right? I guarantee you they've met. Unless this guy is just like, he's so rich he don't care. He's probably telling his friends, look at this, look at this. He's probably some, shake or something, whatever. But like when you're shelling out $5 million, we not going to be on the computer. You get what I'm saying, fellas? So it's like, what are we talking about? So that's why I don't know if but I guarantee you the large majority of people that follow someone like that, seeing all her sexy content, you're not talking to them. You're never talking to them. The ones that are making if they're making $25,000 a month and up, you're not talking to them. So what are you doing? Like, you're talking to someone that's not them. Like, my friend is great at it. She just is on the thing all day. That's her job. And she's talking to like idiots who think that they're talking to the girl, making promises and saying things. I mean, that's the nature of it. So maybe it's just about living a fantasy. I don't know. So it's like, it's weird. I'm just curious as to, like, why this girl is revealing so much about everything. Because to me, it kind of like crushes the fantasy and now you're out of it. Or imagine you're one of these 1,000 guys and you find out that she's pregnant. It's like, damn, that's like a whole thing too, right? Let's say you're one of the 1,000 guys. She says she got pregnant that night. Let's say that's the thing. What do? You one of these 1,000 guys. Are you interested? Are you going to be like, hey, I need to get a paternity test? Now, is that going to be the next video? Is the 1,000 paternity tests till we find out who the winner is? That would be like so weird. So, I don't know. The whole thing is weird, man. I just thought, I was like, man, 1,000 guys and she's pregnant. I mean, that's a Freddy Krueger story. Oh man, dude, I've been talking about just yapping my mouth so long. I forgot all the stuff I really wanted to get into. We're probably not going to get into let's just go over these movies. So I saw on Apple TV, there's this movie called, let me go to the screen share. The Gorge. I don't know if you guys have seen this. It's on Apple TV. It's starring Miles Teller and Anya Taylor-Joy. She's a freaking great actress and beautiful. You know what I mean? Something about her. She's exotic. I think her face is very beautiful. Very exotic face. So, spoiler alert, I guess. Premise of the movie is there's this weird gorge of, and there's one side is the European side is protecting it from these monsters that come out. And then and then the American is on the other side. And it's sort of always kind of like a lone wolf type sniper mercenary type guy with no family that is protecting either side. And it's like sort of like this old school military bunker. I don't know. I would say what saved this movie is that these two actors are phenomenal. Miles Teller and the girl, I believe them. I believe that they built this romance. It was very romantic at the same time, so it kind of distracted from how ridiculous the story is. And Sigourney Weaver is the bad guy, and she's great as a bad guy. That's been like her thing in recent years. So, I don't know. It was weird. It's just a weird movie. Like the description says, two highly trained operatives become close after being sent to protect opposite sides of a mysterious gorge. When an evil emerges, they must work together to survive what lies within. The spoiler is, it ain't what you think at first. Like what you're going to think it is and what they say it is in the movie at first, it ain't that. Or even in the trailer. And what you find out it is, you're just kind of like, oh, well, that sucks. And then it just turns into a regular ass, rich people doing bad things and these people have to survive it type of thing. And it's just one of these movies that I don't know if I hate it or love it, but I will say watch it. It was an enjoyable watch, that's all I can really say about that. I mean, like I say, it wasn't terrible. And then the other movie I watched while I was in Dallas, like I told you guys, it was Captain America. The new Captain America, A Brave New World, Captain America. It's starring, what's his name? Anthony Mackie. He's the Falcon guy. Harrison Ford, Danny Ramirez. Okay, so if you've been following post-Endgame, the MCU is trash. They're trying their best. A lot of mistakes. A lot of what is this? But they're still kind of keeping the worlds together, Because in this movie, they talk about what happened in the Eternals, that celestial thing out in the middle of the ocean, that the Eternals stopped. So that's there. You still got, what's his name, Winter Soldier, because they're coming out with Thunderbolts. And the preview for that looks great, by the way. And I like the actors in that better. But anyways, so if you've been following the story, then they had the Falcon and Winter Soldier TV series on Marvel, which was pretty good. So like this is all kind of connected loosely, not as strongly as it was connected in the Avengers buildup. And there was a couple of duds in there too, by the way. Like the first Captain America I didn't really like. Like this isn't the worst Captain America and it's not the best. But it's pretty like, it's just whatever. So they're trying to keep the story going, and here it is. And you know, at the end of Endgame, Steve Rogers gives the shield to Anthony Mackie's character, and then now he's becoming Captain America. And you find out what's going on in these other stories. Hawkeye story. You find out in that, and you find out in all these Marvel series, stuff has come up that is in this. And then they got the Red Hulk in this. But it's like so outside of it, This is my problem with the MCU. Okay? Let me go big screen. This is my problem with the MCU. Things got to make sense, y'all. The rules of your universe have to make sense. For instance, in the Mission Impossible universe, 5'7" Tom Cruise can beat up 10 guys. Okay? We believe it. Even the women who are a part of the Impossible Mission Force, we believe have a special set of skills. And we're like, okay, this looks, I can suspend my disbelief because it's Mission Impossible. Okay? Now, my problem in the MCU is there's too many rules that we know about. And here's one of my big issues. So in the MCU universe, the men have to have super serum or a super flower to become Black Panther, or they have to be a billionaire and the smartest man on the planet with an iron suit, or they have to be a god of thunder, or they have to have they have to have all this extra stuff. But apparently, 107-pound woman, 5'2", can beat up 5 guys because she has widow training. Like, to me, all the dudes in the universe need to go to the widow school and learn that. I have an issue with it. Because even in Captain America, Anthony Mackie's talking about, I should have taken the super serum, right? If that's the case, what are they doing at widow training? The girl in this movie, man, she looks, they might as well make Peter Dinklage Captain America. Like, that's what it's equivalent to. If they made Peter Dinklage Captain America, what would people say? They'd be like, oh man, what you'd be like, the dwarf can't be Captain America. He's too, no. If a 107-pound woman can beat up 6 guys in the MCU universe, then Peter Dinklage could be Captain America. It's like, what are we talking about? It's just crazy. You know what I mean? It just looks, it's just crazy. No. I see somebody chat. Of course, nothing's realistic. It doesn't have to be realistic. It just has to make sense within the rules of the universe that you're making. You understand? I know Superman can't fly, but it has to make sense. The first Iron Man, you believed every moment of it. You could suspend your disbelief in how they made the movie. Like the whole process of making the Iron Man suit, you were kind of like, oh, okay, I could believe this can happen within this universe. When you break the rules of your own universe, then you go, well, you can't do that. That's what it is to me. So you got Captain America, for instance, is this scrawny dude that they give the super serum to. He comes out of it and he's now freaking 6'4" or whatever, muscles galore, and he's super fast, super strong, right? But the 107-pound, 5'2" chick, all she needs is Black Widow training. What's going on at the Widow camp? There's no super serum. There's no nothing. I can't, every time I see it, I can't wrap my brain around it. Okay? You know what I mean? I just can't wrap my brain around it. But to review the movie, it was all right. Like I said, it was all right. Harrison Ford is always good. He looks old as hell. I actually want to see, Hulk solo. They need to combine the movies. I want to see, fucking Red Hulk Jones or Indiana Hulk. Just combine them. So the Red Hulk kind of saves the movie. But see, again, I don't want to come off as like sexist, but I don't believe that Captain America could do what he did with Red Hulk. You know what I mean? Again, rules of the universe. The Wakandans gave him this new suit. So you go, okay, so the Wakandans got the Wakandan stuff on it. So that's why he's able to do what he's doing in that suit. But, come on, man. I've always had an issue with some of the stuff. Like, what? If I had to go back, let me give you an example so it's not just about the chicks. I never understood Thanos' power. They didn't explain it enough. Sometimes it seemed like he was super all-powerful, and then other times Iron Man can have a one-on-one fight with him. I didn't like that. Because to me, the Hulk and him should have been a way better matchup. I mean, if you know the comic books, like, it doesn't make any sense. In one of the movies, the Hulk is destroying a whole city, and Iron Man got to have a really special suit to try to stop him. But Thanos can just beat up the Hulk? Then the Hulk ain't nothing. Then Captain America could have beat him up, right? So when you do that kind of stuff, you're breaking the rules of the universe. That's what I'm saying. The power dynamics in the MCU is all messed up, and it throws me off. You know what I mean? It just throws me off. So that's really my point I'm making about this. Now, NBA real quick. Let's see. I don't know. I guess I'll go into the NBA next week. You know what? I'll talk about one thing in the NBA, man. Let's talk about one thing. It's Kevin Durant. You know what I mean? I've talked about Kevin Durant in the past. We're coming towards the end of Kevin Durant's career. And in 5 years, we're going to be able to look back and see what kind of career did Kevin Durant have. And it's not going to be the one we wanted. I don't know if he'll be disappointed. I think, how can you be disappointed, right? He'll probably make close to $600 million. He'll probably have a career afterwards. He's a producer. He's doing all that stuff. So by those metrics, in the same way when I talk about Drake, Kevin Durant's doing great. He won, right? But in terms of like how he'll be remembered with his legacy as a basketball player, I don't know. Up 3-1 against Golden State. Up 3-1. Up 10 in game 6. Choked it away. Lose, and then you join the team that beat you. You win 2 championships. We all look at it as like, come on, man, that team already won 73 games, right? And then okay, so all that was happening. Then he leaves that team, goes to the Nets. It's a disaster. It's just a disaster. They eventually get swept. Then he leaves that team and he goes to the Suns. They get swept, not just lose, swept out of every playoffs. Now they're on the verge of not making the playoffs. I don't know where he's going to end up, but when it's all said and done, we're going to look back and be like, what kind of career was that? Is he an all-time great? Or was it just all potential and never manifested itself and never, I don't know. I just don't know. But I'm off that, dude. I'm done. Like, I'm talking about it right now because I wanted to get into more NBA other than just this. But I just think that we're in a who cares with Kevin Durant situation now. It's who cares. You know what I mean? Oh, Kevin Durant's going to get traded. Okay. That team will probably still be trash. He'll probably get injured, and then that team's going to get swept out of the playoffs. I mean, that's what he's put on tape now. So at this point now, you're just kind of like, well, what does this mean? You know what I mean? So that's the thing about it. Like, I wish the guy well, but it's just like, again, we're going to look back on that and we're going to wonder, what kind of career was that? So I don't know. I think his legacy hasn't been written yet. I mean, I think there's still a chance he ends up on another team and maybe he's the missing piece for that team. But it's kind of like a woulda, coulda, shoulda thing. I really would have liked to see him come back to next year and try to beat Golden State then, come back with Russell Westbrook. But you know what? It didn't happen that way. So we'll talk more NBA next week. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching Riffin with Griffin. I appreciate the support as always. Love y'all. Make sure you check me out. I'm going to be at a city near you. So come watch me do stand up because that's my first love. And, thank you for listening. All you Apple podcast people, all the Google, wherever you listen to your podcast, I thank you, and I'll talk to you next week. And you YouTube people that come every week or watch later, thanks. Let me know what you got, some comments and thoughts. And thank you, everybody that gave super chats today. I appreciate that. And we're going to keep trucking along. And I keep saying, guys, the new studio is coming, I promise. Okay. And then it's going to be a whole new type of show. I'm going to be zooming people in, and it's going to be a nice looking desk. It's just going to be a whole new vibe so we can make the podcast grow. But thank you. Appreciate you.